Hello everyone, and this is a special episode of Konrad's Corner as we have breaking news. And this is an exclusive interview for webhosting.today with Seb Lemos, CEO of hosting.com, and Ben Gabler, CEO of Rocket.net. Yes, Rocket.net joins hosting.com, which is probably the most exciting and biggest news of this year in the entire industry. So, let's get straight into it. Before we start, big thank you to our diamond sponsor Blackwall, infrastructure security built for web hosters, engineered for engineers. And big shout out to Name Hero and Panel Alpha for being our gold sponsors. Thanks to these companies, web hosting today can grow, maintain number one position as a hub for the web hosting professionals, and get you those spicy news as this one. So, guys, first of all, thank you for organizing this interview and choosing web hosting today to announce your partnership. And second of all, congratulations. You are both leaders, and as much as I know you, and it's been a while, you have pretty much the same mindset in terms of you have very deep understanding of the tech in this industry, but you are also able to convert that into a scalable business. It's pretty unique in this industry, I would say. On one hand, we have hosting.com growing like crazy, obviously to some extent with acquisitions, but still keeping customer in the center of it, having great products, having great service. On the other hand, we have Rocket.net. Ben, your company didn't even exist 6 years ago. Very rapid growth and perfect execution of the business.
Thank you.
So yeah, again, congratulations. And I guess it's enough of me talking. Tell me about how did it happen? Tell me about the story of this partnership.
Thanks, Konrad, for the intro. I mean, we are super excited about this partnership. We've been working on it for a little while and putting ideas back and forth, but it was apparent pretty quickly that joining forces, we'd be able to do something absolutely incredible. As you know, at hosting.com, we built that out of A2 hosting and quite a lot of acquisitions over the last couple of years. And really what we're trying to do at hosting.com is build the best hosting business we can. Like, put the customer first, build the best hosting business. We've got the best support. We've got the best team, like bar none. And really where we want to push hosting.com is towards this product business, which I'm sure we'll talk a bit about today, a business that is thinking about product and clients first. And the leaders in doing that in this hosting space by a country mile are Ben and his team at Rocket.net.
Yeah. And, one of the cool things about that is I think we're 167th in the nation for 2025. But what's really crazy is there's only one hosting company in history to ever beat the growth that we saw. And, for me, we have a lot in common with that hosting company from its original founders, and, it all ends up coming back to the customer support and success. And, I think that was one of the biggest alignments between us and hosting.com outside of the product and leadership mentality is that, these are two businesses that truly put the customer first in every scenario. And that was ultimately what, made this partnership a no-brainer to help Rocket as we scale through this next level.
Going back to hosting.com and understanding you are the product-driven company, how does Rocket.net complement that?
Rocket is the missing piece that we have at hosting.com, and Ben and his team are going to come in and they're going to help take hosting.com to the next level, and we're going to support Rocket.net to keep growing to the next level as well, because we're going to take the real amazing product and support focus that Rocket has and make sure we have that in every single bit of the hosting.com platform and system and service and everything. That's the real key to this partnership, because together we get to grow the hosting company that we could have only dreamed that it would be possible to grow.
Mm-hmm. And would you mind explaining what do you mean by the missing bit? Because you are offering WordPress hosting. Like, how does Rocket.net complement that?
What Rocket.net really pioneers and where we want to go with hosting.com is Rocket.net sees hosting effectively as a SaaS product, right? So it's a solution. It's not infrastructure. It's not a server. Here's a server with this much resources. It is, we are solving problems for agencies, for small and medium businesses, for website owners around the world. We're solving it in the best technical way, and we're taking all of the headaches away from you, and we're backing it. We're being your business partner all the way through the journey. Rocket.net really pioneers that, and that's where we're taking hosting.com, and this leapfrogs us into being able to do that.
And Ben, how does it look from your perspective? Again, given that your company was growing so fast, and like you could have done it on your own, right? So why have you decided to make this partnership?
So yes and no. I think the growth has been astonishing, far beyond my expectations realistically. So the challenge that every hosting company has is they start out as this amazing company with great support. It's usually a solo founder, then they scale to a small team. And the challenge that I've seen in my career is founders scaling themselves. Fortunately, I've been able to build an incredible team at Rocket, but this next level, like as you surpass the 10 million in ARR, there's a whole nother world of need when it comes to building out a management team, HR, financials. And, what I saw was an opportunity to sort of bring this product led initiative and growth strategy to what is arguably the best brand in the world, right? When we think about hosting.com, to be able to be a part of that, right, and coming on board as the chief product officer is going to allow us to take what we've built and not only put it in front of hundreds of thousands of existing customers, but really put it in front of, I think today the traffic levels that hosting.com sees are about 20 times what we see at Rocket. So not only presenting this industry leading WordPress solution to the world, but also being able to take that methodology of sort of the SaaS DNA and applying it to all levels of hosting, whether it's cPanel shared commodity hosting or VPS, self-managed, all the way up to enterprise solutions. So the ultimate vision here at hosting.com is to build this infinite product lifecycle that like sort of like an infinite customer lifecycle with a wide variety of products that allows people to either get started with their first visitor or scale up to millions and millions of visitors.
The thing that we spend lots of time talking about at hosting.com, and over the last few weeks, we've been spending a lot of time talking with Ben, are almost like the technical things about how are we best to do this? How can we do that scales? How could we better solve this technical problem? And being able to do that alongside Ben now really helps us an awful lot. And not only because Ben and his team have a lot of experience in doing it, but because we've got teams and processes, and Ben's got an amazing product already that we can use as the base for what we're doing on hosting.com. So right from today, you can buy the Rocket.net product on hosting.com and have it with all of your other services. We've already done that. We've put that together.
With Rocket.net being fully integrated and available on hosting.com, we were able to complete that in days. And it speaks volumes to sort of the way that we've built the Rocket.net platform, but also the capability of the hosting.com team. When Seb and I sat down along with Dom and Thomas and team, for me, it felt like I was sitting at a table at HostingCon 2006. And what that means is I was surrounded by like-minded individuals, zero egos, and a common desire for customer success. And I would say what really truly sets this apart is when you look at a traditional hosting company, they are a marketing company, right? They seek a product from a company like WebPros, which is, let's use cPanel as an example. They sell somebody else's product without having the ability to really customize that user experience. If we think back for the last 15, 20 years, it was sort of a marketing game of HostGator versus this Bluehost. Who can outmarket the other with the same cPanel product, right? And now with hosting.com and rocket.net coming together, we build the product. We have full control of the end-to-end customer experience, allowing us to create new features, tweak experiences, ultimately work backwards from what our customers need to be successful with their digital identity.
Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong. So I'm trying to understand it from the end customer perspective now. Rocket.net was offering products from $30 per month per site, and hosting.com offers WordPress for starting from $3 per site. So I guess, like, how will this be aligned now when you are joining forces, and how will it impact the experience from the end customer point of view?
Yeah, so right now, as of this going out, when you go to the site, you'll see that the managed WordPress product that we offer on hosting.com is the Rocket.net product supported by the Rocket.net team. Just a moment on that, because that's very important. Because what Rocket.net nails is not only the product, and the product as a product that they control, that's designed customer first around what the customer wants, but also the service to go with it. So the way they do migrations, the way that you can have, for example, they have agencies with 1,500 sites that are coming over frequently, where they're managing those whole migrations for them, and they're handling them seamlessly with the team that they've got. We don't want to change that special source and the service that we offer on hosting.com with that managed WordPress Rocket powered by Rocket.net product is exactly the same product that you get at Rocket.net, same prices. So we're not changing the prices. You can go to Rocket.net and get it. You can go to hosting.com and get it. Either is fine. We still sell managed WordPress isn't necessary for everyone, right? There are some people who don't need to be paying €30, $30 a month for a WordPress site. We offer more standard shared hosting. We offer lower value WordPress hosting plans. Those we're going to iterate over time. We're likely to look at doing something like a Rocket Lite, so a Rocket.net type WordPress hosting plan, maybe with some we have to compromise on some of the Cloudflare enterprise features there, but for sure there'll be changes to our WordPress lineup throughout the stack, and changes to our product lineup throughout the stack as we iterate over time. But that, hopefully that answers just on the managed WordPress thing, but it's the same product.
So I think there's a really important thing in what Seb just said, and it's something we've discussed at length, and I kind of touched on earlier. Doing it this way with hosting.com allows us to create an option for every size. So if you're developing a new site that's not getting any traffic yet, and maybe you have an existing one that's just blowing up, right? That's on the managed plan. Maybe your new project is on a $395 plan that doesn't need Cloudflare Enterprise, doesn't need Rocket support. You're just an agency building a new project. But imagine being able to build that on that plan and seamlessly launching that into either replace what's on the managed plan or become that managed plan. So for us, because of the way that we've built this platform, the underlying orchestration layer is very similar to what hosting.com has today, to where we can run a simple install to convert any server that hosting.com has to a Rocket.net compatible server. So that means clients are going to be able to take advantage of all of these features without changing anything. No migration, no configuration changes. It'll just be seamless for them to toggle a switch and it's done. And I think that is something that nobody does today. And it's something that the team and I are super excited about. And I think that also kind of circles back to why not do it on our own. This is 1000% a better together story. This is not an exit. This is an entrance, right? And what this is going to enable for both teams is something that, similar to, like you said, Rocket didn't exist 6 years ago. What Rocket does was not available 6 years ago. We kind of created that. So what excites me and has me more energized than ever is to create something that doesn't exist once again by leveraging the industry leading products on all ends of the spectrum.
Excellent. And that's also kind of answering my next question about like what would be the upgrade path. But what you're saying, it will be seamless. Client can just go, I want to have a better level product, and I can just have it pretty much automatically, right?
Exactly. We're looking at how we can do upgrades for existing users on their current plans, and so they can get some of the Rocket.net benefits without having to upgrade, without doing anything at the moment. So there'll be changes throughout each of the products and around the ways that our clients get to use our systems and can see the tangible benefit of this partnership as quickly as we can.
All right. What about Rocket.net itself as a brand? Will it remain as it is, and will it continue its own let's say, marketing and putting yourself as a leader in the managed hosting space, and hosting.com will be having it in the portfolio, or is there a plan to merge that together? Like, how do you guys want to do that?
So it will 100% operate as it does today, which leads me to a very critical hire that we made. As we were working through this partnership, we needed an amazing leader for the Rocket.net brand as I transitioned into the chief product officer role to oversee product and software for our entire portfolio. And we brought on Jessica Frick. She's been in the industry a very long time, well-renowned leader, understands product to operations. And, I am effectively putting Jessica in a position where she is going to manage the Rocket.net day to day as I did, but better. It goes back to the point of, as you continue to scale, you need processes, you need KPIs. None of that existed. We were a startup running and conquering the world and growing faster than anybody could ever imagine. So it was sort of if it's not broke, why fix it? But what we saw was it could potentially break as we get so big. So, we went from 0 to, effectively 10 million in ARR with one sales rep, one marketing individual, right? And 0 digital media spend. But Rocket, there has been partnerships in the past where you take something similar where it was not necessarily a managed WordPress company and then a hosting company, but they never really properly bridged the two together and collaborated. And that's why you end up seeing things sunsetting, right? This is different. Part of why Rocket was able to be successful is learning from 20 years of mistakes in the hosting industry, as well as watching them be made. So what we've done in such a quick amount of time to fully integrate, literally when you buy a managed WordPress plan on hosting.com, it is Rocket.net. When you click manage inside of the hosting.com panel, you are seeing the Rocket.net control panel. So you're not getting less features, you're getting all the new features. And our goal is to take both of these industry leading brands and just continue to invest in them. So Rocket.net is now positioned better than ever from a capital perspective and a human resource perspective to just take over the industry for the managed WordPress space. And on the flip side of that, now we are helping power the hosting.com platform with everything that we have built over the last 5 years, along with what they've built over the last 15 years, and make everything just sort of cohesive and that much better.
So Jessica is taking over the management and is kind of like taking it to the next level. What about you, Ben? What's going to be for you in the next couple of months or years?
So I'm going to continue to near-term focus on the hosting.com and rocket.net relationship to sort of start working with these hosting.com customers that we may not have talked to in the past, whether it was from the price point and as we iterate on what Seb was referring to as sort of rocket.net Lite, but ultimately focusing on innovation and creating products like Shop Shield and having the time to really sit down and work with customers and focus on what customers need to make their lives easier, better, and more successful on the internet, and just continue to build new products, right? And that doesn't necessarily just speak to WordPress, right? We have plans to sort of look at the entire ecosystem we have at hosting.com and add an edge component. It doesn't necessarily just have to be WordPress with Cloudflare Enterprise. There may be opportunities for us to take some of these solutions that really make a difference for our large partners and agencies at hosting.com. So, again, near term, heavily focused on improving what we have today across both brands to create this unified platform. And then as we continue to grow and look forward, we will be building new products and unlocking opportunity for hosting.com that kind of didn't exist by bringing the SaaS methodology to the table and being able to just kind of build and deliver for the customer.
I'm super excited about what we're going to be able to do for software like Laravel. Like really software that hosts really haven't thought about like at all. What we're going to be able to do there with scaling up Laravel instances and databases and things like that. Super excited.
Right. Okay. So we have WordPress, and you are saying about Laravel. Do you think there's some other opportunities that you might be exploring, as much as you can spoil, of course?
I mean, we want to improve everything, right? We want to take this approach and like say, how can we make domains? How can we create the best domain management system or DNS management system that we possibly can for all of our clients? Also, how can we do things for our clients that link our clients with other clients, like agencies? For example, we've got tens of thousands of agencies now that we support and 700,000 clients. How can we help our clients connect with our agencies, and how can we create collaboration tooling? All those sorts of things are what we're looking at and really excited to be focusing on.
So that sounds like you are guys innovating and showing that actually innovation in this space is very much needed, and doing things like they were for so many years in the past is no longer the way to continue growing in this industry. What do you think lies in the future in this industry, given that you are looking at it more as a SaaS and no longer just like a traditional hosting?
In general, hosting companies need to become SaaS product companies. That's what we're doing. We know we have to do it, and we're not going to be second best in how we do it. The reason that we joined forces with Rocket.net is because we both see the potential, and we see that we have the ability to spearhead this whole push of turning a hosting business and the best hosted business, hosting.com, into the best and first SaaS hosting billion-dollar business. And that's what we're doing together.
And to add to that, Conrad, we have an incredible team ranging from Corey Miller to Ollie, formerly of Nimbus, overseeing this agency focus, right? And if we can make an agency's life easier, that is a huge opportunity in this space to just be able to make it as seamless as possible and as focused as possible to enable their success. As long as we focus on customer success first, that $1 billion number will come, right? So at the end of the day, we're heavily motivated to build that infinite lifetime value of a customer by offering every single product they need. And who knows, one day it might be t-shirts and hats and business cards, right? It's not just about hosting, right? For us, we see the world, this digital landscape is much more than just web hosting, right? At the end of the day, we are providing a platform to enable small business success.
Yeah, that's also something that I recently spoke with Wahid, which you know very well, and he said exactly that hosting company is the starting point for many businesses. First, you set up your website, you look for the domain name. You're the first touch for many businesses going online. So exploring that and applying new ways of helping these customers is definitely in the range. Kind of what you said. It's exactly the approach.
I've got a really good example. Maybe we splice this somewhere else, Conrad. So let me take a second. But it's a really good example of something that I kind of is obvious now that I know it, but Ben told me and showed me that I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Is when you sign up for a site on Rocket.net, you're not given name servers, or you're not told, or buy your domain here and transfer your domain in. It's just a CNAME record. Like, it's just a DNS record you point to. Because it's only because we're stuck in this 20-year-old shared hosting account mindset that people are like, you need to set name servers or go to your domain provider and add these A records or transfer a domain. It's so much simpler now. It should be so much simpler. We have to go back and say, actually, what do our clients actually want, and build for the clients.
Seb hit the nail on the head. When we built Rocket, the one thing I wanted to solve for was immediate enablement for the customer. So rather than that painful process of name servers and DNS propagation, when you create a WordPress site, within 60 seconds, you're in WP admin, right? So with us providing a temporary domain since the inception of Rocket, that allows many things, whether it's just getting started and building right away without the wait, or maybe you want to migrate your site in and get that peace of mind that migrations are scary, right? Moving your house is scary. So what we can now do, and what we have done for 5 years, is we take a customer's WordPress site and we migrate it onto that temporary domain that lives with them forever. And they can preview their site in its entirety before they ever make any changes to fully onboard their traffic. So there's just so many benefits to kind of breaking out of this legacy mindset of, this is hosting, this is how you sell it, this is a domain name, you have to have a domain name, and kind of thinking about what problems we need to solve. And that's, the ability to immediately build a website without even knowing your domain yet, and being able to migrate your website and not worry about whether it's going to work or not when you press that DNS button. So those are two real problems that we solve out of the gate by thinking like a customer.
And it takes someone with the experience that Ben has to be able to challenge those assumptions. It takes someone with the experience Ben has, but also the ability to challenge those assumptions to make those changes, right? And applying that same methodology is what we can do to other services. So when we think about, for example, how are we going to do Laravel hosting, or how are we going to do Joomla hosting, we can think, actually, are we starting from the right starting point, or do we need to really sit as a client and think, actually, what do we actually want to achieve first, and what's the biggest thing that could help our clients?
And it definitely helps if you have control of your platform, and definitely helps that you can do whatever you decide to do and not rely on some other assumptions that you don't have that much control of. Okay, guys, so I think that's it. And again, thank you for the interview. Again, congratulations on the collaboration. I'm pretty sure it will work out. And I guess I should wish you good luck on executing it now, and making it all happen.
Thanks, Konrad. The work starts here for us. We're really excited to do it.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Konrad. Always a pleasure to work together. And failure is not an option here. We will definitely be hitting the ground running and doing some amazing things for this ecosystem.